Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 27th of February. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, there seems to be a bit of a trend happening here. Well, we're selling off at the moment, but we've broken out that little sort of bullish flag. It sort of eventually moved up, and we're attempting to push through the daily 200, which I've been looking for a while to be hit. Now that's been hit. Let's see what can be done from here. Well, it's actually closed above the that's a 480. Let's just change this to a 240. That's better. Above the 240, 200. That's really what I wanted to see. But it's just a bit of a retrace. Now it's a case of just checking this. If it manages to close back up this morning above the daily pivot there, let's just change the time frames on a couple of these things here, sorry. If it can close back up above this daily pivot and start pushing above this current bar top, really I'm going to be more bullish, looking towards yesterday's highs, maybe the R1. Now it has been in this period of really horrendous choppiness and quite difficult at times to work out what's happening, but it does seem to be looking like it's well, maybe moving in a more positive upward trend for now at least. Now there is the counter side of this, of course. If it does start breaking and maybe breaking that 34 moving average, it may just continue selling back off to within yesterday's range. But if you look at the dailies there, it's got a big enough range still to work in, and it may now come up towards that daily 200. Could be if it does keep in this trend, and it would still be within that original range there. So possibilities there for now. The pound, coming out to the weeklies here just momentarily, just to show you we're right bang on some previous, or pretty much previous highs here, already broken through some. So it's and I just thought I'd show you an order book here and what's poised above here. So what we can see here, let me just use a pen so it gets rid of that. What we can see up here is a load of net buy orders sitting above price. Now that's sitting in the sort of 133 area. So what I would be watching for that, or maybe slightly earlier than that actually coming through, but there are buy orders in there and that can draw price through. So if you were thinking, oh, I short the pound or whatever else, watch out, because there's a lot of buy orders. There may be stops, there may be people believing that it's just going to run on and push upwards. So that's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's a load of net buy orders sitting above these prior highs here, and it may generate a bit more of a push. Doesn't mean say it will continue forever, but it may help push through that and draw the price up further. We've seen it quite a lot. Saw it yesterday nicely. In fact, is it still on the chart? It's I need to go a little bit out wider. I can show you. Can I show you? Can't really see, it's not particularly clear, so I'm just looking to see if I can show you it clearly on the chart at the moment, but it doesn't go really, oh, it does. I just really wanted to show you back in this sort of area here where it sold off there. Ignore these dates along the very bottom here, they're from the chart underneath. But the buy orders are sitting above there. You see net buy orders and off price shot to go towards it. Now this is only over a day period, so this is yesterday evening. So running up to chase through for these orders sitting up here. So it's not an absolute, it will have to do that. I mean, if the selling comes in strongly beforehand, but there is, as I say, a clump of orders sitting up there which could draw the price. Right, so that's pretty much that. Let's have a look down the time frames and see what could be happening. Well, it seems to be just wanting to push up higher at the moment. It has got a daily pivot below. Would like to have seen this hit, but we've missed actually 2 times previously. How it missed that particular day, I don't know, but on Monday, Tuesday, it just went off and pushed up too high. Now it may just do the same again. As I say, we've got those orders sitting up there around about the 133 area, just not far away from us now, and that could just be, see the pound drawn up into that level to push up through for the morning. So there we are. Right, that's the pound. Dollar yen. So with a slight dollar weakness coming through, no surprise to see dollar yen selling a little bit yesterday in the end. Is it going to this time break down? It's I expected it a long time ago to break down, but now it is looking like it's putting lower highs, lower lows in, and well, it double, or it did more than double top. It pushed through the tops there earlier in the week, but for now, well, as I said, there's the lower highs, lower lows that you can see. It's broken out of this sort of range that was sitting in last week for a long period there. It broke above it and now breaking to the downside, so really messing quite a lot of traders up, I should imagine. So for now it really looks like it could be a continuation to the downside. There may be some divergence on MACD. Nope, nothing. Probably any retracement may give the opportunity for a sell point. I am aware that there's obviously a daily pivot above there untouched, but in these markets when things start rolling, they may just not get hit, particularly when the move's so big. Relatively, I say that relatively because it's sorry, I'll come back to the yen just very briefly. It is in a very old tight range there. I mean, we looked at it yesterday on a short time frame. We came down the time frames and it was I mean, it's only 10 pip movements here, but I think it was looking at a 5-minute chart for a moment, and it was literally, well, it's in 2 pip the scaling at the moment, but it was down to 1 pip, and you know on a 5-minute chart when it's down to 1 pip it's barely moving anything. Anyway, let's get back on and look at that Aussie dollar. Where's it off to then? Aussie dollar, when it eventually comes to me there. Right, okay, so managed eventually to push back more positively there. It was it's had this dip in there looking, well, slightly higher low there, so confirmed. It's not diverging on this time frame, is it? No, it's not on. Just checking across, no divergence at the moment. It has got the daily pivot just shortly, just a little way underneath. Would probably expect that to be hit, but that in itself may give some support for another push up. But the only problem is by the time it hits that, if it hits that, it will put a lower high in, so maybe not the strongest market there. Finally, the Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar took a bit of a beating yesterday with the oil coming off a little bit, and it's really struggling a little. It's getting into quite a chop zone on the dailies here at the moment. So again, it takes away some of the fun of it. But in the main, on this 4-hourly picture, you can see the lower highs, lower lows through here. So this movement consolidation phase here may just be consolidating before it heads south again. Would of course like to see the daily pivot being hit. So any rally this morning into that daily pivot would be good. But otherwise, well, if the oil price is picking up again, actually, it might help it. It sold off rather late yesterday in the end. We were looking at it earlier on. I was suggesting people didn't catch it on an earlier point when it was running into its 50, because it'd been hitting the 50 a number of times before. Well, it's just choked a little bit further up. Okay, not much more to do with that. It does look, as I say, it does look a bit bearish though, and if these markets were to continue to go bearish altogether, it would be quite good, but I wouldn't hang our hopes on that. So the thing to watch this morning really is that pound. If it pushes on through, of course there'll be voting going. I think there's voting in Parliament later. Let me just check my news. And once again, what we've got, it's not actually mentioned on here, but I'm sure there's some voting going on today in Parliament. So be wary, particularly this afternoon. Just checking, nothing else on. I've got the Fed chair testifying at 3 p.m, but we saw that happen without any real significance yesterday at 2:45, 3 o'clock. So he's just testifying exactly the same thing, same sort of questions going to be pointed at him. So I would suggest we won't get a lot of volatility from that at 3 o'clock. There's not a lot new to come out, I don't think, whatever questions they can think of. Aside of that, really, we got Weidman speaking this morning actually, and he is quite influential. Actually, 10 o'clock for the euro, due to hold a press conference about the Bundesbank annual report. His comments, and as a key member of the ECB and possibly new following president, he can have quite a bit of weighting there. Canadian CPI inflation at 130. That's may affect those that are trading the Canadian dollar. Have a great one. Bye for now.